Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. So we have Clashfronts back again, and I've put together a Vanguard set of 5 teams for both free-to-play and pay-to-win level. Now if you are not a Vanguard, you can just select 3 of your strongest teams from the lineups, and I can even give you my personal recommendations of which ones I would choose and lock them in. Okay, we have a formation ID for the free-to-play teams. We're going to be leading it off with that. So team number 1 is going to be the very classic Iron Shmira Nuke team. You have Nero to take the enemy Lily May interruption and allowing Iron to get off his free ultimate. Damon and Nero both buffing up Shmira to her maximum, and then Almas for the crowd control with the Elbow spell, which is really powerful at the plus 30 artifact effect, and then just max out your faction talents and you're going to be maximum potential of this team. It's a solid team and definitely what I would recommend for one of the 5 teams. Team number 2, we have a Pandora Tossie team. So Pandora Tossie is very strong because Tossie will come out of the box with that attack buff with full energy, assuming you have equal level of Paragon upgrades as the opponent you're facing, and she's going to go ham. She's going to be killing basically the entire enemy team, and then even recycling and getting off another ultimate. And if you have her blast charms, it's just like maximum damage output potential. Now on top of this, it's very important you run Brian. Even if your Brian is not ascended highly, even if he's low copies, you need Brian here because he's going to take the enemy Lily May interruption. Because no doubt, like even free to play level of teams, they're going to have one of their teams with Lily May, and you need to have something to deal with that, and Brian will take that Lily May interruption, allowing your Tossie to freely cast her ultimate when she comes out of the box. That is really important. But on top of that, we have just other highly upgraded heroes. You probably have Damien, and also Lily May. You probably have High Paragon upgraded. That's going to give you basically more energy generation efficiency from Pandora's box. Try to ensure that Tossie will come out with 1000 energy, but also Lily May is just strong on these tiles. She's going to interrupt enemies, also deal damage, and Damien is really good with Tossie because they both have, like, you know, that survival element and also that healing and haste buff. With the Dragon Roar spell, just for, like, you know, timing it so that when Tossie's casting her ultimate, you're going to get a Dragon Roar proc and just destroy the enemy team. So this is a very strong team. I heavily recommend running a team like this, especially in Clashfronts, where pretty much the only counter will be Lily May, unless they have a Dunlinger. Dunlinger is really going to be the hard counter. Lily May is not even going to deal with this team because you have Brian. Okay, team number 3, very solid team as well. And like, this is a really good stall team. I even have done some testing against pay-to-win teams in dual mode, and this is beating them. So Thorin's going to soul pack protect the Bonnie. You have Ludovic as well for healing, and all of these heroes are going to have pretty highly upgraded. Now Citrana, hopefully you guys have her at Supreme Plus and you can get her Supreme Plus upgrade. If you don't have Citrana there yet, I really recommend that you do make it a priority of keeping her on your wish list. She's a really strong PvP hero, and as soon as you get her to Supreme Plus, she's going to begin to work. She's going to provide those, like, you know, magic sparks to provide the vitality down debuff on the enemies, and it synergizes so well with Bonnie. And you can have added protection for her by being on the Grave on Faction Talent tile. And then you have Igor as well. And Igor is really good because Igor can be that stall factor at the end. After Bonnie's debuffs are applied, Citron's debuffs are applied, the damage is just going to be ticking and Igor's going to be jumping around and they can't kill him. That's basically the plan. And then you have Shadow Blast spell activations and just overall a good artifact for this team. This is a very strong team. You can run it even if your Igor is not fully even Supreme Plus. You can still run it. It will be fine. Citrana, ideally you want a Supreme Plus like we said. So I would really recommend that. Okay, team number 4. Team number 4 is going to be a Mauler team, which is very strong. Mauler, Bruiser team, running Lenya, but you can replace Lenya for Pang, for of course, Bailran if you have him. Bailran is going to be way better in this team compared to Lenya. However, I'm assuming people would not have Bailran if we're talking about free-to-play players. And you have the twins just to buff up Lenya further. She's going to be dealing massive damage, but also she's going to be very well protected by being on the Mauler Faction Talent tiles, by getting that Coco boost of health to her, and then also Guardian Spell for some additional protection. So it's just a really tanky Bruiser type comp. I think this is a good option, and you probably have these heroes. You could even run Pheromore rather than Lenya. You can run, even if need be, Harak rather than Lenya. Yeah, so Pheromore, Harak, Bailran, all of these are going to be good options. Even if you have a Thalia for some reason, you can run a Thalia here. But basically, any Bruiser and Lenya is going to be really good if you have her upgraded. Pang would also work, by the way. if you have time for whatever reason. Okay, team number 5. Team number 5 is going to be also really solid. A Lightbearer faction talent team with Odie with the core force spell. Odie demolishes people on Lightbearer faction talents, especially with that third. Like, the Lightbearer faction talents this season are just crazy strong. And also what we have is Fresser to tank. Fresser will give energy to the Hugin and damage reduction to Siren. The reason for that is I want Hugin to cast his ultimate first, which he will from this position, and then that will take a Lily May interruption so Siren can freely get off his ultimate. You have Merrily and Odie both hitting really hard in the back. Odie going to be on the mechanized one of Hugin. This is going to be a solid team. Honestly, I really like this team. And yeah, but get your Odie charms, like Gale charms would be ideal, or just get him a mythic quality bonus at the very least, even if you can't complete an entire set. But overall, solid team. So I'm happy with these free-to-play teams. I thought about it for quite some time, and I feel really proud of them. And before we move over to the pay-to-win teams, I just want to mention I do have an affiliate link for the Farlight Store. So if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, you can use that link in the description of this video or pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me at no extra cost to you, and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. Okay, here we have the pay-to-win teams. Formation ID will be in the corner. Team number 1 is going to be the same Iron Nuke team, because I do think it's a really solid, strong option. And like I said, it is going to be fine to counter enemy Lily May teams. Really, the only thing you're struggling with is an enemy Dunlinger, which you're not going to be facing that many of those teams. So overall, just really solid with the Elbow spell, which is really good with all the range damage you're going to be outputting. Nero, Shamira, even Damon with the range damage. Okay, moving on to team number 2. So now we're going to get into the really pay-to-win territory. We have an Athalia team with the Shadow Blast spell. This is actually a team which was recommended by Fight Club in the previous round of Clashfronts, like over a month ago. And they ran Talene rather than Athalia. So definitely, if you don't have Athalia, you want to run Talene. That can be a really good option for this team. But I think also Athalia is going to be really solid and like have great synergy with Igor, who's going to stall out the enemies. Athalia is going to keep nuking them, and then you just have, you know, Citron and Bonnie to spread their debuffs. Overall, really annoying team, and overall strong. So I really highly recommend this team. This is what I'm going to be running, the pay-to-win teams. So team number 3, this is a team I took from Fight Club. I do think that this is basically the best version of a Baelran Mauler's team. However, they're recommending the Light Call spell, and I think Guardian spell might be a bit better. Both obviously have their advantages, but Guardian spell, you know, gives that additional tankiness for the first 8 seconds. It also has high vitality and HP percent in it, and I think that will allow me to survive long enough to get Baelran ascended or going, and then beat the enemy team. But definitely, Light Call spell is a very good option. Honestly, it could even be better, but personally, I'm sticking to the Guardian spell. So this team, of course, you're going to have Shakir. He's going to provide that damage reduction once he casts his ultimate. You have Baelran, who's going to be healed by the twins, healed by Smokey. You have the Coco boosting his health. He's just massively protected, allowing him to get those ascensions. And I really like the Smokey placement here, because obviously, ideally, you would want to have maybe the health boost onto Shakir. But having Smokey in this middle position, he's going to be able to heal most of the map and try to heal and send up your Baelran, which of course is very important for a Baelran comp. So overall, solid team. Moving on to team number 4. Team number 4 is going to be the Krynaya Kulu Nuke team. This is very pay to win. It is very similar to Fight Club's recommendation. Fight Club recommends Rowan rather than Lily May. Okay, so you can replace Rowan for Lily May, or even you could replace Theodore for Rowan if, for example, you don't have Theodore. But I do think Dragon Roar spell is the way to go on this team. The whole idea is Theodore is going to boost and make Krynaya the Lieutenant, increasing her crit. Her energy is going to be boosted. With the Hypogean Celestial Faction Talent, she's going to have high energy recovery. She's going to try to get off an ultimate early on into the match. Kulu also starts with that pre-fill energy. She's also going to get her ultimate off fairly soon into the match, and Lily May will interrupt and interfere with the opponent's plan. And once your Krynaya can cast her ultimate with the Dragon Roar spell, with the Theodore effect, it's probably going to be game over for the opponent. That is the whole game plan that you have here. And then finally, team number 5. Team number 5 is going to be the Pandora Diurnal Nuke team. I think Pandora, one of Pandora's best allies is Diurnal. Of course, if you don't have Diurnal, you can go for a Tassi type comp here. Definitely. This is going to be really strong, because basically it is going to boost that Tassi when she casts her ultimate from the Hypogean Celestial Faction Talent. She's going to get a bit of an attack boost. Pandora also, after unboxing the Tassi, is going to give her the 50% attack boost. She's going to absolutely shred opponents. But of course, if you're running a team like that, you're not going to want to run Core Force spell onto Tassi, but it's just kind of like an alternative idea that you can run, and definitely it would be strong. But the Diurnal version, in my opinion, is going to be overall stronger. That's why I'm going to be running it. You have the diagonal in the Pandora box. He's going to be drinking and getting those intoxication stacks while in the box. As soon as he's unboxed, he immediately enters his ultimate, and the only way to prevent that is if the opponent has a Lily May or a Dunlinger. That is the only way to prevent it. However, yes, that is a problem. Lily May can interrupt the diagonal, but the thing is, he is on the Hypogean Celestial Faction Tiles. He's going to get that second follow-up ultimate pretty quickly, and also Scarlet is going to be protecting him with the shielding. That's the whole game plan. And then Core Force for Health for some additional damage reduction, and Leica just for increasing like a non-permanent stat buff for the diagonal to hit harder. That is the overall game plan. It is a solid team, but it is weak to Lily May. It is weak to Dunlinger, so that is kind of like a bit of the issue with it. But like, honestly speaking, if you were even going to go for Tossie here, unless you're going to go for a hero like Brian as well and like sack the Dunlinger, that's the only way you can counter the Lily May here. Otherwise, you're just going to have to eat that Lily May and then just have diagonal bounce back and recovers energy fast enough to get off that second ultimate, which he definitely can. He definitely can do that in this position. So overall, guys, those are going to be the top teams for both free to play and pay to win. You can select any 3 of these teams if you are not a Vanguard player, and you can do any of the replacements that we mentioned. But hopefully these work for you. If you have any other team ideas, you can feel free to share them in the comment section down below. But thanks for watching. If you guys are not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. And finally, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight Store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me at no extra cost to you. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.